My animals are my life. They give me more joy than probably... I love my animals, but I'm not like most people. My oldest dog is Higgins. He's a 9-year-old Maltese. He's very special to me. And I have my middle child, which is Blueberry. He is a Pommy Sheltie mix. He's wonderful. He's my spirit, my soul. He's 7. And then there's Promise Lee. She's a 16-month-old large Italian Mastiff. She's stubborn, and she doesn't like to not be the star of the show. You know, she's got to mind her own. She's Italian. Promise is very welcome and very strong.
The dog's big predicament. Promise absolutely refuses to get into the car.
You just can't have in any environment today a dog that won't get in the car.
She's a big girl.
Come on, Promise. In the car. Come on.
Even if we can lift her up to get her in the car, which, you know, we can if we have to, Promise just is terrified in the car.
Prom?
Just shaking the whole way, just, you know, terrified.
Once inside the car, Promise can't keep control of her bowels.
She will literally explode.
It's not pretty.
I hope Cesar can help us with that one.
Over the years, Cesar has helped dogs get over fears of shiny floors, vacuum cleaners, and even ironing boards. His first task in this case is to get the human side of the story from Pamela and Paul.
We have a puppy. She's about 60 months old. She's an Italian Mastiff. She's very smart. She's bright. She's a good girl most of the time. She's always walked well on the leash, but she's petrified to get in the car. And when she gets in the car, she shakes, rattles, rolls, and messes all over the car. But then working with her into getting into the car, I've tried it, you know, I tried to be very assertive with her in the beginning, you know, and she just got more and more scared. So I thought, well, let me be more gentle with her, you know. So I was pulling and talking and pulling and talking. If the one time I was trying to get her in the car, I was so exasperated by the time and then I finally got her in the car, and the mess she made of the car was like, oh. I also have a Maltese and a 7-year-old Pommy Sheltie mix.
Have you ever tried walking them as a pack?
I don't take all 3 of them at once, only because she's so strong. I don't want to, until I really can know that I can handle all 3 of them at once, because, you know, she walks, her legs are so long, and then the middle one, the little one, and it's hard to keep up sometimes for me.
So it's 3 dogs in 3 different state of mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's probably
very,
accurate.
very individual, yeah, personalities.
Controlling 1 dog at a time is easier, is when you have 2 dogs, the pack mentality comes into the picture. 3 dogs, you know what I mean? They go back into that primal self. Have you tried the pack? Have you tried putting the pack in there so she can follow the pack?
Yes, absolutely.
And what happened?
She will not go in the car. The other 2 will jump right in the car. She will not get in the car.
Have you used food to put it in the car?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, filet mignon, everything? Lasagna?
Yeah, Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Whatever she liked. She said, you know, she could, yes, I tried.
So, should we meet her now?
Sure.
You wanna try cheese?
Cesar decides to test Promise's stubborn side before deciding on a course of action.
I knew that the only way I can help Promise was if I make the right promise, which is move forward with me. I always work with whatever I have in the environment. So I scout around, I see, okay, what can I do? What can I use in this environment to help this dog, since this environment is familiar to this dog? Let me see what I can do for you so I can help your mechanics to jump over obstacles. Is that okay?
Yes.
So I saw an obstacle and I asked Pam first if there's any problem if Promise jumps over an obstacle, and she said, no, fine, because that's what I needed to move the mechanics. You know, I want this little bitty jump. All right, so she doesn't have an issue with that, with the jumping part of it. It's not that she couldn't jump, it's just it was a mental obstacle that she couldn't pass, and nobody was able to help her to jump over. So I used a neighbor's front yard, because the neighbor's front yard had this little bitty obstacle. Nice. And then from then I went to the car, which it was in a very uncomfortable position for us to get in. So I choose to go into my RV and to see how the dog will perform there. That's all right. There we go. And the dog performed really good, no hesitation in the RV. Definitely the RV feels more like a home. So by giving her a little bit of encouragement through the leash, Promise just moved forward. From that point on, I said, I got it. I got what she needs, the amount of intensity she needs to be motivated so she can move forward.
How about that?
So once I saw the Promise went inside the car, immediately I took it to the front yard, because the front yard became Disneyland for Promise. So we're going back to where she feels familiar, which is this jump. So that was my reward. My reward was not the cheese. My reward was not the ham. My reward was that obstacle. There we go. So she realized the only option you have is to move forward, just like you did on that front yard. And we go back over there. See that? This is comfortable jump. So if you fell over here, you can always go back, create the mechanics, send her back to the challenging place. There we go. There we go. A little longer this time. Now, she can't get out of the car yet until she calms down. Then when she calms down, that's the answer to get out of the car. You see the motor? Okay, so we're going back over there. It just took a little time. You know, we created an obstacle course. Like I say, your whole entire house is an obstacle area, or it's in a structure area for your dog. Or it can become just Chuck E. Cheese. You choose. Okay, so coming to the car, no anxiety, no excitement, no anticipation, no, oh my God, blah, 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 none of that. So we're coming in. There we go. Very good. It was just a matter of, like, you know, unlocking the brain from hesitating for so long and from having traumatic experiences in the car. I was not living in that moment, you know, so I was not creating anything that can block from motivating her. You know, I wanted to be that right energy for her.
Come on. Come on.
Next, it's Paul's turn to try.
Come on. Come on. All right.
There you go. Good exercise.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go.
Now, this first time you going in there, and because you hesitated to ask her to go in there, that's what she hesitated. And that's the first time you're experiencing this. Now, since you went in there, you show no hesitation, you must go in there. So that's why it was easier for the brain to follow that approach or that strategy. You follow, but when the human came here and the human said, okay, you go in there.
That makes sense.
He was hesitating. He was not saying, go in there.
Some of the hesitation was just fitting me in there.
Now do it without you going in there.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. Go.
Come on. Go, go,
There we
go.
go. There we go. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
See, everybody's getting exercise today. There we go. Put him in there without you going in there. Go, go, go. Go.
Okay,
Right.
come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, bye-bye. No.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it fine. Just blocking right here. See, it's hard for her to go through here. No, no, you don't have to carry it.
Oh, I'm so used to this.
Yeah, just come on, go. Look.
I'm so used to picking her up.
Yeah,
So why I
but you
did.
were blocking her, so that's why she couldn't finish.
I know.
Her back legs were here. So if
I
you
understand
move
that.
out of there, stay. If you move out of where you were, and then you're going to allow the body to go into a different position and slowly go in there.
Okay. Can I bring her out this way?
Please.
Promise? Come.
Nice. Now put it back in there.
Come.
Go, go, go. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. Yeah, baby.
Stay.
Stay. There we go.
Sit. Sit.
Now, just leave it right there and let's have a conversation over here. That is an exercise.
That's impressive.
Okay?
Very.
So how do we accomplish this exercise?
We work on it
Yep.
every day, a little bit until we get it right.
Yes, there you go. That's again no better than that.
Excellent.
It's like,
That was great.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Jamil.
It's going to take some repetition. It's not something you learn in
Yes, Dad. That means,
so
you know.
we'll have to do that. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. You know, you're the other half of the parent team. You have to help a little bit more.
This is a done deal in regard to dog going inside the car. This is just, they just gotta go and do it. Increase the amount of time where the dog stays in the car, 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, you know, feed the dog in the car, get water in the car, create positive associations in the car. And from this point on, she won't have accidents in the car. You just gotta go and do it again in a calm, assertive way 1,000 times. So just practice, 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 practice.
Tommy,
Now you got
come here. Come here.
it. Now she doesn't want to get out of the car.
Come here. Come here.
There we go. My job is done. Thank you, man.
You're gonna hit filet mignon for dinner.